Hey, welcome to the No Drinks in the Booth podcast, back with another classic episode 15. Shout out to everyone listening on Apple Podcast and on Spotify, and please leave us a 5-star review. It pushes us up higher in the charts because we're like number 1,000,001 now, and it also, we like to see what you say about us. As always, in the booth with me, Craig David's favourite stalker, Pavan Saki. Yeah. And
right.
Yeah, that was a good one. And storming his way through TikTok one video at a time, Chris Watson. And as always, holding it down and keeping it all together, myself, Wade Kadir. How is everyone?
Who's going first? I've got many things to say about this week, but I know we're going to get to the discussion, but, you know.
Hang on. I'll go first.
I mean, you started talking, mate, so.
How is everyone? I'll tell you what's happening. Yeah?
Go on, Wade. You said that's what's happening.
Straight off the top of the head. Great intro. Very impressed with myself.
Smashed it. You did smash it, mate. Absolutely smashed that intro.
Yeah, I'm going to find one that sticks and just use it every week because it gets very hard trying to think of them sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is everyone? Chris, you spoke first. Chris, you go.
Well, I guess that meme, here we go again. Lockdown 2. You know, I mean, what else can we say? I know we're going to get into it in the discussion, but yeah, It's happening again. But I mean, there's talk of streaming coming back, and you know, you got to look on the lighter side of things if you can. But you know, yeah, here we go again. And whether it's the right thing, I mean, I know again, I don't want to talk about it too much now because we're going to get into it later. But is it the right thing to do? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but. Oh,
is it the right thing to do? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Not too sure. Chris, stop beating around the point because we're getting to that in the discussion. Chris said off the podcast he's going to grow his hair. So by the end of this lockdown, he's going to look like a little Greek, Roman, long-haired, long-beard warrior, I reckon.
Yeah. You guys don't know, but me and Chris are actually a before and after.
Pav, how have you been?
I've been good, mate. Been smashing out them gigs. I've done a few this week, did a few last week. So, I mean, that's going good. I did say to you guys off air as well, I do have a story / dilemma. Not really, but it's a thing. But I just thought, you know what? Before I talk to anyone else about it, who do I trust the most with getting this key piece of advice? Wade and Chris, probably not, but it'll be good pod content. So let's go with it.
Oh, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it later, then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's go. Let's just go now. Just quickly.
No.
It through.
No, we won't. We're going to save that for later on because I can feel like it's going to be good.
Save that one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, save it.
But otherwise, mate, I'm doing great, and I'm really looking forward to streaming coming back because it was just a bang. I haven't taken the green screen down from my wall yet. And I was really close to about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, nah, I actually can't be fucking arsed. And now I'm glad I didn't because I would have had to actually put it back up. Let's go. Stream Life Part 2, baby.
Mad.
Nice.
Well, I mean, sorry, Wade, it just came to my mind. Obviously, I've done a couple since, July, but I've realised, like, since I was streaming properly, I'm now living in a different city. So I need to, it's going to be a different experience, but it was definitely, like, a lot of fun streaming before. Big shout out to Staying Sessions. We all had I think it's fair to suck and speak for all of us when we said we had a really good time doing that. So if it's anywhere near as good as last time.
We had a very weird bromance going on there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, to be fair.
Well, podcast was born out of it, so.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Technically, because without it, Pav, me and you would have never met.
It's like that, that Lady Gaga film, A Star Is Born, A Podcast Is Born. It's just us three dicking about on Zoom.
I'm getting emotional, guys. Stop it, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Every week, Pav, he always has a go at us for not asking. But
you proper salty,
I know.
mate.
But you want to know why?
Wait, we always want to know how you are.
Everyone cares. That was. Pav goes, no one gives a fuck, and then Chris goes, we always want to know.
No, look, Wade, you don't need to look. You can always speak to us, all right? You know, on podcast, off a podcast. You know, you don't. Just speak, mate. I can tell you got things you want to talk about.
I'm not having a nervous breakdown, Chris. I'm just saying. Thanks for asking, Chris. I'm fine. I'm fine. No, you did ask. I'm good. I can't believe we're going into another lockdown. I'm quite upset about it because I really got into fitness. like going to the gym and getting really more active than what I've been in years, and that's actually really upset me. But just everything. I'm doing okay. I'm looking forward to streaming. I don't know if I will be streaming Saturday, but I will be back streaming in general. It's just whether I can hit the deadline because I've got stuff happening. But I'm excited. Excited and a bit like, I don't think nervous is the right word. I think like a bit apprehensive because the weather's not as good this time because obviously it's November. It's dark, it's cold. At least with the last lockdown, I literally just went on walks forever. Can't really
In fairness,
do
though,
that.
if it's pissing it down, you probably want to stay inside anyway.
True.
That's true.
That is true. But yeah, other than that, I think we're all doing pretty okay, bearing in mind everything that's happening. Shall we skate along and move on to the news? We've got some good stories this week, and we
That's
might as well
news,
just
baby.
jump into them. Okay.
Yeah.
First bit of news was sent to me by Chris, which was good. You sent it in the group chat, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I know the
Yes.
one, yeah.
Harry Styles is the public face and financier of a new arena in Manchester. It's one of the largest indoor venues in the UK, and it was announced last Monday that he is one of the investors in a new concert venue, again in Manchester, called Co-op Live. It should open roughly 2023. A big move for the former One Direction band member. Thoughts, everyone?
Well, I feel like this is just something I like highly respect. Like, it's almost the thing you would never expect to see, considering the whole situation going on with hospitality and events and venues at the minute. And also, I just like massively respect Harry Styles, to be honest. I mean, I never thought if you told, like a 13-year-old me that I'd be saying that, his days of being in like One Direction and that whole era, they're gone. Like, I really like artistically and everything he does. Like, he just doesn't care. He just literally just does him. And now he's doing this venture in Manchester, which is just completely like crazy considering everything that even if you're not in hospitality, you've been seeing in the news. So yeah, just big up Harry Styles, like nothing but respect. Awesome.
I thought he was your hair goal icon. I thought you was going to
Well, I don't know if it's
grow your hair like Harry.
Yeah.
I heard you was going to grow your hair like Harry Styles, start wearing that sort of like Gucci stuff, but obviously not Gucci because we're not rich. That's what I've heard. Mate. That's what's been going around the grapevine.
Wait, if I ever have a couple of TikToks to take off, I mean, who knows, mate? Maybe I might be able to do that. I might be able to have both. But yeah.
I'll carry your hair products.
Yeah, give me 4 weeks. I'm not sure if it'd be quite like Harry Styles level.
That would be ironic, wouldn't it?
I know, yeah.
Yeah, if you can't see the video, Wade has shaved his hair off. So me and Wade are going opposite directions now. I'm going long. He's gone for the buzz cut. We love it.
Yeah, straight up buzzing. Pav?
I'm going to play devil's advocate here because that is my role on the
Here we go.
podcast.
This is the news.
and
It's
just
not
in
a
life.
review. Yeah.
Yeah, we've not even got to the reviews
Yeah, I'm
yet, and
just-
already he's got something to say.
Basically, I just fancy being a pessimist today. I mean, I don't really know what to think about it. Yeah, it's quite. I know, like, Chris, you just gassed him up for the last 2 minutes. Like, you just properly up his arse. But
True.
in theory, like, Birmingham has what was the NIA and the NEC, which is now the Utilita Arena and something else that I don't remember the name because it will always be the NIA and NEC. So we already have two big venues, plus the stadiums. Manchester already has the MEN Arena and Old Trafford and the Etihad Stadium and Old Trafford, the cricket ground as well, which they all do massive events at. Like, do you guys know what the cap of this venue is going to be? Because I'm not sure if it's like going to make any sense. Like, there's already 4 big venues. I know the Manchester music scene is already quite big, and it's as big, if not bigger, than Birmingham, and we have a few. So, is it really going to make a difference, or is it just going to be siphoning work from the others?
Well, I don't know what the cap is. They'd never released that, unfortunately. They didn't say it would be a whatever capacity arena. I don't know. Can it hurt? Everyone's trying to boost live music. It's a good investment for the future because obviously right now nothing can happen really at these arenas, well, especially from Thursday. So I don't know. Look, what you've said made me look at it in a different light. because then you're saying, oh, will it just be taking sort of people out of other arenas that are already established? I think it's a case of waiting and seeing, because one of these other arenas could go stuff we might not know. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna just like Old Trafford. No, Old Trafford uses a football ground, ain't it?
So it's Old Trafford, the football ground, and around the corner there's Old Trafford, the cricket ground.
Right. Okay, so let's say one of the arena
but
size.
Most people use the cricket ground rather than the football ground because it's cheaper.
So, like, for example, the cricket ground could say, we're literally not going to host events anymore. Go to the Co-op one. For whatever reason.
I get what you mean. Obviously, we are definitely not in any of those chats because we're on that £1 pot noodle life. So maybe we're not the best people to talk to. But yeah, like I said, no, I mean, fair play to him. It's a flex of a business move. I'll be honest. You'd be like, yeah, you want to go to this concert? Yeah, it's at my arena, which is pretty cool.
It's very close to Jay-Z being one of the buyers when he bought the New Jersey Nets, which is now the Brooklyn Nets from the NBA, and really helped push them into a different public light because they was not a popular team before Jay-Z bought them. And he moved them to Brooklyn, which was not. It's not easy to move teams in the NBA. I'll tell you that. Look, I think it's a good thing. Does it hurt having more live music? Definitely not. 2023, we might be out of lockdown by then, so fingers crossed. Okay, let's move on to the next story, which was sent to me by Pav. I've got one by Chris this week, one by Pav. And it's KSI. He debuted number 1 on the top 40 and he debuted number 3 on the official charts with Is It Really Love, which is KSI, Craig David and Digital Farm Animals. Pav, I'm sure you want to talk about this because you are his long lost lover. So go for it.
I mean, first of all, I'm just going to put it out there. If no one else, Craig David has to be the GOAT.
Here we go.
UK.
Every episode, I swear.
Listen, name someone with silkier vocals than Craig.
I thought he was going to say with silkier hair. I was like,
like, the guy's had bangers for years. It's just a fact. And he sounds probably better than what he did when he first came out. So, I love that. Obviously, the collaboration was a bit of a, as you guys heard on last week, if you didn't listen, go back because of what you're doing with your life. I was not a big fan. And then I was like, oh, actually, no, it sounds quite good because I was unsure about how the KSI thing is. So, I mean, I'm really happy, like, number 3 in the actual charts, which is the official charts, company charts. Yeah. The big top 40 is Capital's one because they don't have the licensing for the official charts because it's BBC. So they make their own charts and basically just boost all the artists that they play, essentially. Yeah. But I assume it's curated by their DJs, etc. So, I mean, a number 1 on there doesn't hurt, but I mean...
It's not a number 1 in the UK official chart.
It's not a number 1. It's not a number 1, but I mean, if someone just said to me, "Oh, Pav, you're like my number 1 favorite DJ," I'll be like, "Yeah, thanks," but like, you know what I mean? I'm not winning like DJ Mag top 100 or anything.
Look, the whole thing with this song, and if you listened to last week's podcast, you'll obviously know I wasn't a fan of it.
It's also the second most Shazam song in the UK currently.
Yeah, I still don't think it warrants. Like, it's not that good a song.
Oh,
we're going to exclude the UK top 40, the Capital one, where it's gone number 1, which is an achievement, but we'll exclude it because it's not the official chart, which everyone pays attention to.
It's an achievement, except for the fact it means absolutely fucking nothing.
It's like at school when you got a sticker saying thanks for participating.
Yeah, it's like if you got like star of the week, it's like it's not like you're the best primary school kid in the country. You just happen, like, your teacher just felt a bit sad for you that week. Yeah.
Well, so number 3 on the official charts. Do I think it warrants being at number 3? I don't think it's that good a song personally, but people obviously like it and streaming it. And is that because it's a good song, or is it because KSI's got a very dedicated fan base?
Oh, but we're always gonna say this though.
Well, that's because it's the truth.
But then could you not say that for like a lot of other... I don't think a lot of Travis Scott's music's amazing, but he's got a massive following. But granted, he is an actual rapper and he has got some bangers.
Yeah, he doesn't...
Is it the same thing?
Well, no, because Travis Scott's credible. And
oh, shit.
He doesn't chart high over here, but he still sells out the O2 Arena and stadiums and God knows what else.
KSI sold out his tour in 2 hours after upgrading venues.
Yeah, but is that a UK wide tour or a worldwide tour?
UK.
My point is
He'll do
made.
Europe as well, though. He'll sell Europe. I don't think he'll sell America, but
That's the difference. Worldwide, mate.
yeah,
Worldwide.
but I don't think Stormzy would sell America.
I'm not talking about Stormzy. I'm talking about Travis Scott.
That's what I'm saying. So Stormzy's the biggest UK artist, realistically, a rap artist.
Yeah.
Realistically, can we all agree on that?
Yeah. Chris?
Stormzy or Skepta, in terms of a worldwide pull,
Probably
one of them
Stormzy
two.
after Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon if Stormzy goes to America, he's doing 3 venues max, 5 venues, or he's doing like 1,000-seaters. Stormzy's not going to America and selling out arenas. I reckon if KSI went to America and said, I'm going to do like 5 1,000 cap venues, I reckon he'd sell them.
But Stormzy is credible in America. KSI is still known as a YouTuber.
Oh, it's just it gets a bit techie though, innit?
No, look, I've got nothing against KSI.
Oh, really?
personally.
You're just shouting him for the last 5 minutes, mate.
I haven't. I don't know him.
I think he's in a
but I've got
different
nothing against him.
ballpark to Travis Scott. You know, like Travis Scott's like major worldwide artist.
One of the things I'd say is with KSI and like TikTok and YouTube and all these things, he's more of a social media musician than and no, I don't mean this horribly.
I get what you mean.
A credible musician that's come through. Like Travis Scott's played, I use Travis Scott example, played shows to like 10 people. And now he sells out arenas and has a Nike deal and all this other stuff. But it's the credibility because of where he's come from. If he'd just come out as a rapper, things might have been different. But if he'd just come out as a rapper, I don't think he would have done these numbers. It's because of his YouTube and social media platform.
I'll agree with that.
And as
agree
no
with
disrespect, make your money how you got to make your money. And, you know, getting number 3 in the UK official charts, good on you. It's just not for me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gone on a downer. Chris, you got anything to add, mate?
No, well, I mean, I can see what you're saying, Pav, but it's like, you know, KSI can sell out, you know, and amazingly, he can, you know, sell out of quite a few venues in the UK. But, you know, when you compare to someone like Travis Scott, I mean, just think of the records.
I mean, he was just a nominal person. I just tried to pick someone.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Pick the wrong
Probably
person
wasn't the
there.
best one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Lil Durk, no one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like the history as well behind Travis Scott as well. You know, I don't think like, you know, Travis Scott brought out Kanye like out of some of his shows. Like, I don't think KSI could do that. You know, it's just like that kind of like world, isn't it? It's a different kind of thing. But I wish I do wish KSI all the best because I used to love his videos like when I was younger.
That was so salty.
No, I do.
But I wish him all the best.
Well, I do. No, honestly, I love his videos. I'm a
people
fan.
say
I
that.
watch his videos still. Actually, I think he's you know super funny guy.
Yo, his second channel's banging.
I
right
know.
now.
So that's what I've been watching. It's so funny. I think KSI is great. I just wouldn't put him in like the same box as a musical artist as someone like Stormzy or Travis Scott personally. But I love KSI. I mean, I've done since I was like 12. Love it.
Well, look, put it this way. Drake was bringing out loads of artists on his last tour. Jay Haas, Stefflon Don, like all these credible UK artists. On his previous tour, he had Travis Scott and I think Young Thug. You know, no one's bringing KSI out yet. It's not reached the credible level. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure he'll get there. But then
I think someone has. I can't remember who it was, but I'm pretty sure that was a thing.
What, is it?
But I do agree, but your point is right.
Because the only thing I'd say with KSI as the song that Is It Really Love with Craig David and Digital Farm Animals, look, it's not. I'm not a fan of it. You are, and I'm sure obviously quite a lot of people are for it to get number 3. But it's not play South by Southwest or something and play that song. You get bottles thrown at you, as in Travis Scott or equally another rapper with maybe a less fan base. It's more credible. You're not headlining Glastonbury with a song like that. So, okay, let's move on from KSI, even though it's a love-hate Marmite style debate with that. Okay, the last one. The US presidential election is on the 3rd of November, which is equally when this podcast goes out. So it would be technically tonight.
Yeah, we got to make that one clear because we've all discussed the dates about that to work out when it's actually happening.
I thought it was Wednesday for some reason.
Well, technically, it will go into Wednesday because it starts at 11:30 UK time. So you could be correct. But it's on the 3rd of November from 11:30. I think the BBC has shown it. Loads of places have shown it. I'm going to watch it because I'm quite invested in the presidential elections. And it is obviously Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. The reason it's in the news is because, one, it's a really big topic, and two, Lil Wayne endorsed Donald Trump over the weekend, apparently had a meeting with him and feels like Trump's going to do the right thing for people, whatever thing. 50 Cent also endorsed him after he heard that Joe Biden wanted to put taxes up and then realised that, that joke didn't go very well. No, sorry, I'm actually voting for Joe Biden. Don't vote for Donald Trump. In true 50 Cent fashion. So what's everyone's thoughts about the whole election? Because it only happens every 4 years. Will Trump get in again? Will he be toppled by Biden? What are the polls true? Are they false? Will he get Florida? Will he get Pennsylvania? Who knows? Thoughts?
So actually, I'll jump in on this one. So because I've been quite invested in this election, because I mean it is for the leader of the free world.
Yeah.
Like, to put it in perspective first, obviously we've got Donald Trump at the moment. Has anyone seen that video of Barack Obama hitting a 3?
Yeah.
And you're like, possibly the coolest leader of the free world that's ever been. And then we got a fucking orange bastard in a fucking toupee next. Yeah, so that's not helpful first. We basically got a shit Alan Sugar. Like, so it's not helpful. Do I think Trump's going to win? Possibly. Because what I've found with the last election against Hillary Clinton is it was like it was literally the lesser of two evils. It was like, do you want Hitler or Joseph Stalin? It was basically it was like, which one do we not like the least? And so Trump won because nobody likes Hillary. Why would anybody? But this time it's Joe Biden. I'm really surprised he's not played on the whole me and Obama are best friends thing a bit more, because they had a real bromance.
Well, Joe Biden, for clarity and for people that don't know, was Barack Obama's vice president for their 2 terms, so that was 8 years.
They had a proper bromance.
He has used Barack Obama to his offence, like to help.
Yeah, he was at the last rally, wasn't he?
In Florida, which is a state that you need to get technically one of the states you need to get to win. Yeah.
My only thing is, so actually I did a bit of reading about American elections, and I was reading about because they always talk about, especially in England as well, about popular vote and constituency vote, because obviously there's a difference.
Yeah.
So you can have more votes but not get voted in based on constituency.
Mm-hmm.
But in England, the constituencies don't change. They stay the same.
Yeah.
In America, whoever's elected, employs someone else to draw the borders. So your constituency or seat or whatever essentially changes every election. So they work out and they say, okay, well, actually, there's a bunch of middle class people here, and then just below them, there's a bunch of black people, and they're going to vote Democrat because it's just a traditional thing they all do. Then there's a bunch of middle class people underneath them. So what we'll do is, instead of having the border, so it's a third, we'll split them the other way. So there's always 2/3 white people and 1/3 black people, and then we'll definitely get Republicans in or whatever. And that's crazy to me, because they're literally trying to. So if you lose the presidential election, you're actually so shit that you tried to rig it and you still failed.
Well, look, you can win the national and popular vote with the presidential election and still lose, because it's based on
because of that.
Is it electoral states and electoral votes?
It's like your seats, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very confusing, but basically there's 10 states, 8 to 10 states that you need to get, because you need to get 270 electoral votes, and some of these states have more electoral votes than others.
That's the thing.
So for example, Florida might have 50, but I don't know, New York only has 2. So you could win a lot of the country but still lose.
Yeah.
So basically 10, I think it's about 10 of the states, Florida and Pennsylvania, I know are 2 of them. That's where they need to basically get majority of their votes. I wouldn't say I'm overly political, but I back Joe Biden. I don't really have an option. I can't vote. I'm not American, but I back Joe Biden because he actually wants to do morally right things, as in Donald Trump's fucking mental.
I think the bottom line is, like I said, with the last election, it was, do you want Trump or Hillary? Which is it's like asking like out of two robbers which one you would rather rob your house.
Pretty much.
Which is like, whereas now it's like everyone hates Trump, or like the guys that hate Trump really hate Trump. No one really gives a shit about Biden.
I think
No
a
one
lot.
really cares.
I think
He's
a lot of
very
people.
neutral.
Yeah, a lot of people are voting Biden because of his vice president Kamala Harris, who has a fantastic reputation in America.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he's just neutral. People are like, well, we don't particularly agree with what he says, but we also don't give a fuck. Like, he's going to win that like general vote of like people that are unsure. They'll just be like, oh, well, we really don't like Trump. Let's just vote for this guy.
Well, to swing it round a little bit before we wrap that bit up is, so Trump has said if he loses, one, he'll leave the country, which I think every American's going, yeah, go on, mate, go. And second, he also said if he loses, he's not going to leave the White House. He said, well, I'm just going to carry on being president.
So basically, he's going to not leave the country by leaving the country, but staying here, but leaving. But yes,
it sounds very Boris-esque. You can tell how they're friends. Chris, thoughts on the presidential election, because it's going to be good. Well, it might not be good, but it should be.
You know what you just said about Trump?
It's going to be good for us.
Did he say that on the same occasion? Those two things, he was going to stay in the White House and he's going to leave the country?
No, he's basically said during every rally or, every sort of public speaking event that if he, like, people have asked what happens if you lose, and his whole thing is, I'm not going to leave. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I won't leave.
And he's also said he's going to leave the country.
And then at one of his rallies, he said, well, if I leave, I'm leaving this country.
It's just insane.
I have also said publicly, sorry to cut you, Chris, and I will say, if the Conservatives get voted in the next election, lads, where are we moving to? Are we like Gibraltaring or something?
Canada.
No, they got some mad laws that we'll talk about off pod because I don't want to get cancelled.
Oh yeah, they do have some nuts stuff, but yeah, I don't mind supporting the Toronto Raptors. I'll move to Canada.
Let's go Gibraltar, mate. We might get like some. There's a very famous DJ company out there on the YouTube that we should go and get some money from.
I'd mostly move to Florida. I'd go work at Disney as like a maintenance man. I'd mostly be really happy as well, to be honest.
Wade's not even joking as well. That's
running around in a Monsters Inc. costume.
Wait, look, like you can actually say I've actually got the Magic Kingdom theme park map that I found from my 2018 holiday. I've got all the maps.
I'd probably go just move to Thailand and live in a temple. That's probably what I'd do. I was not expecting that.
That was so
very good. Yeah,
that's what I do. To be fair.
Plus, to be fair, that all the black tops that you're wearing are probably made there anyway, so you save the import.
Yeah, well, I need to return a few things, so may as well take them with me.
Fucking hell. That was really witty for you, Chris.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
It was. I'd like to live in Japan. Like, just in general, I'd love to,
I thought, sorry, before you were going to explain it, you meant I would like to live in Japan. I thought you meant, right, so reviews.
Or South Korea.
Well, I've never been that obsessed with South. I've got like a big obsession, like, thing about like Japanese streetwear, like from years ago.
Oh, yeah, it's all
teenager.
Cool. It's all cool. Like, it all looks good.
Yeah, Harajuku and all that stuff. Like, but I've always been like, since I got into streetwear when I was like 16, I've been like obsessed with like the Japanese culture and their like streetwear culture and like, yeah, all of that. So I'd love to like live there for a year and really experience, or move out there if I liked it, experience it. That's bar coronavirus. Equally, I'd love to live in Orlando. So should we move on? Get to some reviews, because I could sit here all day and talk about living in Japan or living next door to Disney. So
we've done a lot of uninformed talk about the election that doesn't affect us directly.
No, but for anyone that's in America that listens, hurry up and vote. It's important.
Yeah, reviews.
Well, actually, before we do the reviews, because a lot of people in America that don't actually vote, I didn't realise, like, it's like a phenomenal amount, like 2.4 million or something. That's a lot of votes.
We have the same problem here. It's just recently a lot of people have been voting because there's a lot of problems.
Well, trust me, wait till our next vote. Boris is never getting back in. Okay, let's move on to reviews. As always, don't forget you can listen to all the music that we talk about today on the reviews, and any of the podcasts really. It is available on our Spotify playlist at No Drinks in the Booth, and the artist name and the playlist name are the same. Equally, you should also go and watch our YouTube playlist, which has all the videos for all of the tracks. I suggest you do a bit of both because there's some good videos and there's obviously some good music. Let's start. Okay, the first review today, Paradise by Medusa featuring Dermot Kennedy. Chris?
So I know we can't play the song right now on the pod, but if you're listening or as well, have a listen after the podcast as well. I swear to you, the first 4 or 5 seconds sounds like the humming thing out of Wolf of Wall Street. I swear to you, it does. So
what the?
Literally that is the start of this song. I literally was like, oh my god, have they sampled it? But like they didn't. I think it actually got sampled in an EDM track years ago as well. But yeah, check it out. You'll like it. And it was good. I enjoyed it. They did a wicked remix of Dermot Kennedy, and I hope it's going to be more like that. A remix of his previous single, but it was still pretty good. So I gave it 3 out of 5 drinks.
Oh, you gave it a bit more than me, mate. I gave it a 2 out of 5. And my reasoning for this is it just sounded too, like when an artist makes a few songs and I get they're trying to like make a sound or like get into a commercial space or whatever, but I feel like it was just like a repeat of all their old stuff. And I was like, I'm just not really digging that. Like it just felt a bit lazy and a little bit disingenuous. Where there's like, so someone like, I know he's the GOAT, but Calvin Harris has a lot of songs that sound the same, but they're different enough, but they're just similar sounds. So it might be the same like style of synth or style of drums. This one just felt like, oh, it's a copy and paste job. So that's why I gave it a 2.
Okay, Paradise, Medusa featuring Dermot Kennedy. I equally gave it 2. I think it sounds like not as good Piece of Your Heart and not as good Lose Control. And Piece of Your Heart was obviously a smash. Lose Control was in the same vein and very similar, but equally done very well because it was different enough. This is sort of like it. Like when it drops, I swear they use the same synth that like dung on all 3 of the tracks. It's good. I think they're sort of living off of the Dermot Kennedy feature to really push it because the track is just And
I'll add to that, like you said, you got a Piece of Your Heart, big tune, and then Lose Control is the follow-up, which is the one that can sound the same because it's the follow-up to a smash hit, but you can't have a follow-up to a follow-up of a smash hit because that's just lazy.
Yeah, and for that reason, it got equally 2 out of 5 drinks from me. Okay, moving on. Next track, Deluded, Tion Wayne featuring Mist. Pav?
Yeah, I mean, production by the man still bangles on this one. Bit of a different sound for him. But again, he is a very talented person. He could probably make pretty much anything. I gave this one a 3. Kind of was listening to it and I sort of didn't like it, but Tion Wayne's flow is just too good. Like, I don't think he can sound bad on a song, and he kept it going for me. Mist was cool. He was like, he filled in enough gaps again. It's a different sound for him. Not really heard him on this kind of style of beat. He's normally on that 102, 105 BPM kind of stuff, like hip hop moving into that Afro-y style sound. It was nice. I just felt like when I saw these 2 names, I was expecting more. Which is why I only got a 3 from me.
I feel like, is this the first time that Mist is doing drill, Pav? Is this his first drill song?
I want to say, so he's done a few tunes that, obviously, like I said, so traditionally he's a 95 to 105 BPM kind of guy. Pretty much all of his stuff's there. He did do Savage last year, which was hip hop, but it was like 80. But I've not seen him do anything at this pace really. There's like a couple of album filler tracks and stuff, but nothing big.
Obviously it's the Tion Wayne like influence and everything. Like I feel like this is his first drill track, which is like cool to see him doing. And the track's good. It didn't like blow my mind like and Tion Wayne, you're right, like his flows on this track are just like unreal. But it was cool to see Mist doing drill for the first time, so I gave this 3 out of 5 drinks.
Okay, Deluded, Tion Wayne featuring Mist. I gave it 3 out of 5 drinks. I like Tion Wayne on it. Mist is good on it. It's not my type of thing. I think the production's good. I think the only problem is I think it's going to fly by. It's a good track, but there's nothing that makes it go, oh my God, this is going to stand out. So that's why I gave it 3 out of 5 drinks. Okay, moving on to Absolute Giants, WizKid featuring Burna Boy, and the track is called Ginger. Chris?
Really like this one. It's chilling, it's relaxing. WizKid's like, I'm a big fan of WizKid. And yeah, it was just wicked. I love like the visuals that went along with the track as well. Yeah, so I was feeling this one a lot. So I gave this one 4 out of 5 drinks.
Oh, I gave it a 3. Not really my style. Again, I find with a lot of the Afro stuff, it can start sounding a bit of the same, but maybe that's just because I'm not really into that music, so I don't notice the differences as much. But it's still a nice song. I really like Burna Boy's hook on it. 3 out of 5. Nice and easy.
Okay, Ginger, WizKid featuring Burna Boy. I gave it 4 out of 5. It's a great collaboration, and it's what I expected to hear from their collaboration. Like, I didn't really want them to go like really far away from what you'd want. And I think it bangs. I think if we could DJ, it would definitely get asked quite a lot in the clubs. And it's off WizKid's new album as well, which is definitely worth checking out. So it gets 4 out of 5 drinks from me. Okay, next one, Camel Fat featuring Lowe's. The track is called Easier. It's off their debut album, Dark Matter. Chris, I'll start with you.
Thinking back to last week, this one actually sounds a bit like Eric Prydzi, kind of a little bit old school, that like euphoric feel. And I feel like that's kind of, because Camel Fat used to be Ultra Beat, who did Pretty Green Eyes. I feel like that sound, they're trying to like push that real old school kind of 2000s UK clubbing sound into their newer stuff. And I think, don't quote me on this is from their new album. So I'm sure you're really going to hear more of this stuff as opposed to the more house records that we heard.
Sorry. Stop.
Do you not listen to a word I say?
What?
End this thing now. End this thing.
God, what have I done?
I said Camel Fat featuring Lowe's. The track's called Easier. It's off their new album, Dark Matter.
Oh, sorry, mate. I missed it. Sorry.
What do you mean you missed it? You just don't listen. No one listens. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I can confirm it is off their new album. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
It is. You've heard it.
Yeah. BBC have just messaged. Yeah, new album, guys. Yeah, it's coming out.
Cool. Sorry. But I gave it 3 out of 5 drinks.
I mean, cool. Thanks for getting through that. Definitely getting clipped. Yeah, I mean, I gave it a 4 out of 5. It was very vibesy. I liked it. I like that old school kind of sound. The first thing I wrote down is, I don't know about you guys, but the vocal was very Florence and the Machine for me, which I liked. It felt a bit like You Got the Love, but like some kind of remix, but I liked it. Like, it was a good way to sort of take the influence and rework it as your own. But yeah, enjoyed the tune. 4 out of 5.
Okay, Easier, Camel Fat featuring Lowe's off their debut album, Dark Matter. I gave it 5. I've listened to the whole album as well, Dark Matter. And
have they got an album, mate? Are you sure about that?
Yeah. They've definitely got an album. Look, their whole Camel Fat have got their own sound. They've carved it. The album is, in my opinion, fantastic. They've got some great collaborations with Scream, Christoph. They've got Noel Gallagher on a track.
No,
honestly,
I'm looking at that.
It is really, really good especially for an electronic album, which sometimes can be a bit like, oh, it's just one song that sounds the same, or equally, it's just random club bangers. This has got a like really good flow. The visual's great. The track is great. So I gave it 5. That's why it got 5. And I would definitely suggest checking out the album Dark Matter, especially Chris. I would check out that if I was you, because the album is out.
Oh, they've got an album out? Oh, I didn't know. Sorry, missed it.
Is every podcast just going to become the Roast Chris podcast?
2 weeks in a row now, I've been roasted in the reviews.
It's your own fault though, mate.
Yeah, I did mess up last week, to be fair.
Yeah, you mean
and this week, sorry.
Last week. Yeah, there you go, yeah. Maybe listen. Okay, next track, Feed the Fire, SG Lewis featuring Lucky Days. Chris?
Sorry, I'm just reading. I just got told off. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try and keep it together. I a big fan of SG Lewis. I'm loving like the whole thing he's doing right now. His sounds move like super disco, like really funky, and yeah, I gave this one a 4 out of 5 drinks. I'm looking forward to his upcoming album as well, which is going to be like super exciting when that comes out. So 4 out of 5 drinks for me.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Got nothing else really to add to that. 4 out of 5, like you said, it just sounded really good. I really, really like the sound on this song. Like, it was just funky, and like I don't know what more to say about it. It was just really good. It wasn't quite a 5, just didn't quite hit it for me, but 4, very respectable.
Feed the Fire, SG Lewis featuring Lucky Days. I equally gave it a 4. I think it is definitely pushing a 5. I love this sound. Anyone knows I love like a funky disco-y sound, and I love also like a chilled funky sound, which it's just loads of words to a lot of people, but listen to this track, it will basically sum up what I've said. I think it's like so just short of a 5.
Yeah,
but
something missing in it.
Yeah, just something. I don't know what it is, but Chris obviously says he's got an upcoming album. I will listen to the album. I'm looking forward to it, because if any of the tracks are like this, I really hope there's some like proper absolute 5 drink rating songs on there, which I'm hoping, and I reckon there will be. So we've got 4 out of 5 drinks from me. Okay, moving on. Route 94 featuring El Divine. The track is called Sad Songs. Pav, I'll let you go first.
So I gave this song a 3, but I'm kind of not sure why. That sounds weird. Like, I was listening to it and I was like, yeah, this is a 2 out of 5. But then I couldn't turn it off. Like, I went through the whole tune because I was like, well, it can't be a 2 if I just like made myself listen to the whole thing. Like, because normally I'll skip and do bits because I listened to a lot of the tunes before anyway. But I couldn't turn it off. So I guess I gave it a 3 by that weird encounter that I had about 3 hours ago.
I feel like when it comes to Route 94, I miss the really deep basses of the era of My Love, which I know is like his most popular song, My Love of Jess Glynn, but I miss those really deep basses he used to put in his records at that time. But it's great to still see him. He's kind of moved away with this record from his more like underground sound. And for me, I do like when artists try lots of different kind of, you know, angles on their sort of like musical kind of direction, like they sort of, you know, branch out into different things. So I gave this one 2 out of 5 drinks for me.
I thought you was picking him up, then you just shot him down. Okay, Sad Songs, Route 94 featuring El Divine. I equally gave it 3, but I think it borders lines like a 2 and a 3. I'm not gonna give it a 2.5. It's a weird 2 to 3. I think if El Divine weren't on the vocals, because I think the vocals are really well done, it'd be a 2. She definitely pushes it up like one whole thing. It's just not as good as Route 94's other stuff. It feels like it's like, oh, let me make a commercial track to get some play. Yeah, it doesn't feel like authentic, I think the word is. And I've got nothing against people trying new stuff. It's just, if you're going to do it, try and do it. So it's like, it just doesn't feel like it's got any like of him in. And it feels like, oh, I've got to just do this to sort of release something. So let's just do something that will get a few streams, a few plays. So yeah, it gets a weird 2-3. Shout out to El Divine, because I think the vocals are really good. Okay, next track, Motive by Ariana Grande featuring Doja Cat. Chris, I will let you go first because you're a huge Ariana Grande fan, I found out.
Am I? Why'd you say that? Am I? Oh, actually.
Got you moving side to side, mate.
What do you mean? Oh my God. Like, what is wrong with you? Didn't you just do a video for Positions?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that record. I like Positions. That's a good record. Oh, look, wait, I'm not a massive... I wouldn't sound like a massive
Chris,
fan.
are you okay today, mate? Have you had your Weetabix this morning?
Chris definitely missing the mark on every link.
Yeah, did like someone steal your milk or something when you went Tesco?
No, I do like Positions, the record. Do love that record. And this one was cool because it was like, I'm not sure you guys might know this, the producer of this track, I should have done a little bit of research on this before I reviewed it. But
we tried to bring it up as a whole point.
I know. But the thing is, I think the producer of this track, normally hip hop producer, he's done like a disco beat now. for this, which is I just love hearing that again, like more versatility from producers and artists, which is super cool. Because I recognise the producer tag from like loads of like hip hop songs.
It's Murder Beats.
Murder Beats, of course. There you go.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Beats.
And now he's done like a disco beat, which is just like super exciting. Like, to see him trying these new things. So
that's really surprising.
And obviously, some big names in it. So just for that, really, like Murder Beats doing a disco beat, I gave it 4 out of 5 drinks for me.
I mean, this is a switch from Murder Beats. Like Murder Beats makes very hard hip hop songs and very good hip hop songs. So to hear this is a welcome change for him, but it's not really a change in Ariana Grande's sort of new sound. I feel like she's really progressed as an artist over the last couple of years. Obviously, she had like Side to Side, which is like that classic like pop record, did good with the girls. But I feel like everything after that has had a very... It's for me, it's the perfect way to do pop hip hop as a non-hip hop artist. Like the beats are cool. She had that tune. She had like Thank You Next or whatever it was called, from the last album. That was cool. Sort of bordering on, again, made by hip hop producers.
Seven Rings. That was
7 Rings. She had a Break Up With Your Boyfriend.
Great
that was
record.
the tune. I was playing these tunes in hip hop rooms at clubs, and they were going like proper hip hop rooms in clubs, and they were going.
We were saying
off.
last week, she's cool now. She's like, she never used to be, and now she's super cool. You can play them in like
she's
hip hop
really
rooms and
cool.
stuff like that.
Like proper hip hop rooms where you drop in like that 70 BPM grime drill, that kind of music, and you can play this last hour, and I would. It's a 4 because it's not quite there for me, but again, it's probably as close as it's going to get to not being a 5 for me.
Okay, Motive by Ariana Grande featuring Doja Cat. I gave it a 4 as well. I think it's really good. The beat's wicked by Murder Beats. It's a good collaboration with Doja Cat. It sounds like something Doja Cat would be on. It sounds like a Doja Cat record, to be honest. Ariana Grande's new album is good. It all sounds very similar. It sounds like her album sounds like Ariana Grande, which I know is a bit of a obviously, but
thanks for that.
No, but like it's what if you wanted to show someone what Ariana Grande was about, just throw that album at them because it sums up her pretty much everything she does.
She's got a really cool new sound. Yeah, that's what it's like a bit wavy, like big bass lines and kicks.
Yeah,
it's a bit like what Drake does. Drake has like a lot of bass line and a lot of kick. And then in terms of melody and stuff, that's like in that higher like frequency range, there's not much because then it like allows the artist to breathe more. She's kind of doing that, but not copying Drake, but sounding.
She's got a great
good.
sound. She's so good.
Look, to think that she come out on the Disney Channel and people don't even know that now proves a huge point because a lot of people come out on the Disney Channel and just disappear. So 4 out of 5 drinks for Motive. Big respect to Ariana Grande. You should check out her album. It is quite good. Okay, next track, Double G, French Montana featuring Pop Smoke. We know Chris is a big fan of Pop Smoke, so you can go. That is true. So you can go first.
Before Chris talks, I just want to let people know, if you're watching a clip on YouTube, because I'm 100% going to clip this bit, the reason why you can't see Chris's hands is because Wade's mentioned Pop Smoke. Do with that what you will.
I can't comment on me being a fan of Pop Smoke. I'll be ripped. I'll be ripped to shreds. I've already been ripped to shreds once. I feel like the beat could have gone harder on this record. Because for me, obviously, I'm a big fan of Pop Smoke as like a rapper. But what I liked is that obviously it was UK producers and UK kind of hard edged beats being like.
Well, this
pushed.
is a French Montana song.
Yeah, but I know it's French Montana as the main artist, but it's a Pop Smoke. I mean, it's a drill track. Like the beats like a drill.
It's a French Montana song though.
Yeah, but it's a Pop Smoke.
But it's not a Pop Smoke song. It features him. It's a French Montana song, Chris.
But do people really care about French Montana or care about Pop Smoke? Like, Pop Smoke's the interesting thing.
Yeah, Pop Smoke's on it, so I expected like a harder beat. Yeah, but it's not his song to choose the beat for. It was Pop Smoke. It's French Montana.
True. I don't know. I just hate hearing Pop Smoke like associated with things that aren't as like hard as his like earlier stuff. Like, because obviously, like,
wow, his only stuff. Not earlier.
Yeah, of course, but like, you know, the records that kind of like went crazy and you know created that like massive movement. So I gave this one 2 out of 5 drinks for me.
Yeah. I also gave it a 2 out of 5. I liked Pop Smoke on the tune. It's just, and we have to address the elephant in the room here, which is French Montana is dead.
This is what I was saying.
French is actually dead because all the songs that he's been on that have been big are not because of him. Unforgettable was big because of Sway Lee's vocal, because that was on the song first. It just happened to get to French. Like 3 or 4 people tried to do the beat, it just didn't work. Do a verse, and then French just happened to release it.
Just to jump in, my favourite record from French Montana is No Stylist. That went hard. That hook went hard. Other than that, like, I was hoping to hear more.
That's the beat and Drake.
I was hoping to hear
French
more.
French is just okay, and I'm never listening to French and thinking, like, I know a lot of people cuss Drake, because he's like that commercial entity, but Drake goes hard. There's a lot of songs that Drake's barring on, and you're like, okay, yeah, we take the piss out of him, but he's still got bars.
That's why he's so good.
He might not be the best in terms of bars or the whatever, but he can hold his own. Like, we saw that with Meek when he dropped that, and like 0 to 100, there's a lot of songs that he's got proper bars on. French does not have that song. But yeah, 2 out of 5, guys, for this one.
Okay, Double G, French Montana featuring Pop Smoke. I gave it 4. Maybe we're listening to something different. No, well, look, French Montana, I think, sounds better on harder records, as we've just agreed with No Stylist. I know Unforgettable is a bit of an anomaly, but it sounds better on harder records. Like, one of my favourite French Montana songs is Pop That, which everyone forgot. Equally does sort of rely on the feature. But I think he sounds fine on the record. I think the thing that makes the record is Pop Smoke being on it. But I don't think it's a bad record. I think it's above average record because of the Pop Smoke feature. If there was no Pop Smoke, it'd get a 3. Put it that way.
The thing is with French is, like, there's certain artists that hit and miss. He's got a lot of misses.
Yeah, he's very sort of big hits and a lot of misses. Yeah.
We've all heard his verse on "Hurting Me," Steph London. Shouldn't have been there because it was just dead. It was there so she could sell records in America.
He's still got that feature money though.
Same as, have you heard him on the Did You See remix, the J Hus one?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, no one wants to talk about that. I don't even want to talk about the rest of that song because it was that bad. It was like the worst flow. You know, like how we say Tion Wayne's always got a good flow. French just doesn't ever.
Yeah, he's got a very unique flow. He fits on some songs so well, and other songs he doesn't. I think that's the issue. Okay, let's move on. Trippie Redd now featuring Future. The track is called Never Change. Pav, you can start.
Yeah, I like this song. I thought it was pretty cool. Not a huge fan of either artist either. Obviously, I've listened to enough Future in my time. Not really listened to too much Trippie Redd, but yeah, it was an interesting sound. I like the sound. It was decent, so I gave it a 3 out of 5.
This one, unfortunately, big shouts to Trippie Redd and Future, but obviously they've done really well, but it's really not for me. This one, just too much auto tune. Really not really put together too well to where I'm at, like musically in a minute, just not really happening. So get this one 2 out of 5 drinks for me.
Okay, Never Change, Trippie Redd featuring Future. I gave it 2 out of 5 drinks because they can both do better. It should have been a better track. It's just not as good as what it should be. Trippie Redd's got some great stuff. Equally, so as we know Future has.
And he's got a song with KSI.
Is he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he definitely was getting that feature money for that.
Yeah, okay. They got beef now.
Have they really?
Yeah, because KSI, they did a video and they were like, oh, who was the hardest artist to work with? And then he was like sort of waiting. He went, oh, well, Trippie Redd took the longest to send the feature. So Trippie Redd, and they just
they started
beefing on Instagram.
Sorry, just quickly, isn't just Trippie Redd just going to go down to the suburbs and just shoot KSI in the head? Isn't that just what's going to happen?
Pretty much.
That is a beef.
It's a bit of a madness, but
risky. KSI, got to watch that.
Man,
imagine a real rapper beefing Trippie Redd.
Oh, wow. Let's move on. Track's called Stay Down. It's by Little Durk featuring Black and Young Thug. Pav, you can go on this if you like.
Yeah, again, I gave this a 3 out of 5. Again, like I said, not really a sound. You guys know I'm not with that American hip hop, American music style thing, but this was nice. Like I said, I mean, I didn't turn it off, so that normally means that it's all right. If I get the full way through the song, normally that's my indication that I actually liked it. It was very choppy, so I mean, I think it could have maybe been a bit better. But 3 out of 5 is a respectable attempt.
I enjoyed this one because it's great to see Lil Durk come in super hard after the Drake feature, which has definitely supercharged his career. That feature on I can't remember the name of the track, but the recent Drake
Laugh
one.
Now, Cry
Laugh
Later.
Now, Cry Later. Great record.
Off the new album.
Yeah, it's a great record, and the video is amazing as well. So after that, which kind of, thrust him into the spotlight of like the rap world, like it's great to see him coming on quality tracks like this. So I was hyped watching it. 4 out of 5 drinks for me.
Okay, Stay Down, Little Durk featuring Black and Young Thug. I love Little Durk's flow. I've been a fan of him before the Laugh Now, Cry Later feature, which I think was really well done. He did it really good. He's got a really good verse. Yeah. And I'd suggest that if you like that, you should definitely check out his earlier stuff, and equally check out Stay Down. I gave it 4 out of 5 drinks. I think Young Thug's good on it. I think Black's good. It's a good collaboration. And I think it helped that Little Durk's come out with something equally good after doing such a hard feature. So it sort of cements why he should have been on the Drake song. So it gets 4 out of 5 drinks from me. Okay, next track. It's called It's You, and it is by DJ Q. Chris?
Love this record. Great chords, great sounds. I love the more garage, soulful. Obviously, this one's got like that kind of bassline feel, but still really a garage record, I'd say. This new sound that DJ Q's coming out with, obviously the whole bassline thing's kind of died a death a little bit. It's very much underground now, so to now see him changing his sound to this sound, it's just great to see. It was definitely something I enjoyed this track. So 4 out of 5 drinks for me on DJ Q, It's You.
Yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5. Again, respectable attempt, nice song. There's nothing really that was pulling me like out. I was thinking, oh shit, yeah, that was amazing. But it was still a decent song, and I got all the way through it, so it has to get at least a 3 from me, and that's what it did get.
Okay, issue DJ Q. I gave it 4 out of 5 drinks. I think it was a really good song. Definitely above the 3 mark of being average, and I think it's very easy to make songs like this go very, very badly or very wrong. And it's consistency, and I think with that sound, it's hard to get a consistently good sound and song, because a lot of them sort of start good and go south quite quick. DJ Q is definitely not one of them, so it gets 4 out of 5 drinks from me. Okay, the last track, Let's Get Together. It's by Ilias and Barrientos featuring Karen Harding. Pav, I will go first. Then Pav, you can go after me, and then Chris, I know you've got a lot to say about this. I gave it a 2, purely for its reason of I didn't think it's very good. There's better tracks by Ilias and Barrientos. Karen Harding, I like Karen Harding's vocal, but it's just not hitting it. It's definitely below average, and they put out some really quality records. Equally, Karen Harding's had some really quality records. So I don't know, it's a collaboration. I was like, oh, then listen to it. I was like, oh, this is really not good. So it gets a 2 just because they got Karen Harding. If it wasn't her, most would get a 1. So 2 out of 5 drinks from me.
Yeah, kind of the same. Again, I've never heard anything from these guys before because I'm a house dance music noob. I gave it a 2 out of 5, largely for the same reasons. It just didn't hit for me. I won't speak too much on it because I know Chris has got a lot to say and he'll probably articulate it much better than I do. But yeah, 2 out of 5 just wasn't right for me.
Yeah, I think the worst thing is that when sometimes like Wade will throw like a curveball into the reviews of like a new artist or something, and it doesn't quite hit the mark. It's like, okay, we review it and then we give it like 1 or 2 drinks out of 5. But this one, like Ilias and Barrientos, quality, long-standing house producers and writers. and Karen Harding, obviously she's great. I'm not really sure what kind of the thinking was behind this one. Like the third chord, right, in the chord sequence, like the bass note underneath it is the wrong note. Simply, like, you know, and music that's supposed to be like melodic, like house, and, you know, guys that are very musically like capable, like Alias and Barrientos, they've got some amazing records on some amazing labels. It just kind of missed, and you know, it's just a shame to see, because I absolutely love their music and great guys as well. So I think I mentioned this on a podcast, like, for house and dance music and that kind of whole world, you know, the music needs to be great music, exciting music, you know, that's done to a really high quality, you know, otherwise it's gonna just continue to be underground and not cause, you know, really exciting waves like a lot of other music that's being released, you know, that we've reviewed this week is doing. So yeah, in terms of my review, I agree with Wade. Karen's great. So it would have been 1, but I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 because Karen's really good, and I'm looking forward to hearing what they come out with next. I'm a big fan normally. So yeah, 2 out of 5 drinks for me on this one.
I think maybe this might sum up mine and your thinking, Chris, because we know them from previous records, and they've always delivered consistent bangers on consistent labels, big name labels, really good underground tracks. My issue with it, and I think you might have touched upon it, was for this to be like their first foot maybe in like a more commercial world, or appealing to people like Pav, who like says I'm a house dance newbie. It doesn't set like a good first impression for people that don't know who they are, because you listen to it and go, well, it's not that good. But then there's people like us that are like been in a scene that know it, that were like, oh god, but they bring out really good records, oh, you should listen to that. It's not a good first impression for a commercial audience. Would that be like correct to say?
Yeah, and I think 2 things on that is, first is that Alias and Barrientos, because they're a great act, great producers, great writers, they do numbers. Like, check the Spotify numbers. They do serious numbers for a house.
That sounded like a really weird flex. Yo, check the Spotify.
No, you should. Like, you know, they do some really, really great numbers on their records. And for a lot of the records are just instrumental records, and because they're so well written, so well produced, you know, they do so well. So, you know, why change that? And I just think, you know, the 2 guys and Karen as well, you know, they're both super musically capable people, and then this one they come out with, and it kind of, for someone who's a big fan of what they've done in the past and what they're kind of about, it kind of misses a little bit. You know, especially on that like third chord, and you know, it's just odd. It's just odd. That's how I describe it to me. Yeah, if I'm being really honest.
I think you guys are kind of spot on, because, like I said, I assumed like Wade always puts the Left Wing song in, like Shy Girl kind of stuff, and I assumed it was this one because I thought they were noobs. No,
Alias and Barrientos are not noobs. They've been around for years. That's the thing. They got some great records,
and that makes it even more disappointing. It basically sounds like what happened was, when they were like printing out the MIDI notes, someone accidentally transposed the note, and then just no one checked it when it got to master, and they're like, oh, they must have been trying something funky.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I mean, who knows?
That's the only explanation I have.
Yeah, it's odd.
Maybe Chris touched upon it. The one thing, and you've just nailed it, it just sounds like there's like a mistake, and no one's thought to check. They're like, oh, is that meant to be? They're like, yeah, of course it is. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm sure it is. No one's actually gone to check it or listen to it. But they're going to listen back to this on a radio or playlist and go, who put that in?
I mean, you know, we're saying this. That could be right. It could be a version that was sent to the label, because, you know, if they're working with Karen and this kind of style of record, it's probably going to be signed. I'm not sure. I've not checked the label, but it'll be labels will be involved. You know, managers will be involved and all the rest of it. So there might have been seriously like a version or something that just kind of came out that they sent, you know, via email, and they thought that was the one that needed to go out, and it just went out, and they, you know, left the track and went on to the next one. You know, like, we're joking about it, but that actually could have happened here, to be fair.
I mean, in fairness, if you're going to make a song in 2020 with a singer called Karen, it's probably not going to end that well for you, is it?
Like, Karen is great, to be fair. Like, she's quality. Like,
Karen Harding deserves her credit. Okay, let's wrap up the reviews. Okay, track of the week. Pav, I will start with you because Chris has been going on about the Ilias and Barrientos track, so I'll let you go first.
By virtue of the fact that I've now found out that it was a Murder Beats production, which is immensely impressive, it's going to have to be Ariana Grande and Doja Cat this week, because that was like, that curveball, I had a lot of fours this week, but the fact that it was produced by Murder Beats has switched it for me, so it's got to be Motive.
Okay, Chris, your track of the week, please.
Track of the week for me is got to be Feed the Fire, SG Lewis. I'm just loving everything he's doing right now. This track is just another great delivery, and super excited about the album coming out soon. So this one just has to be track of the week for me. Feed the Fire, SG Lewis featuring Lucky Days.
Okay, and my track of the week is Camel Fat featuring Lowe's with Easier. So just to summarise, Pav went for Motive, Ariana Grande and Doja Cat. Chris went for Feed the Fire, SG Lewis featuring Lucky Days. And I went for Easier, Camel Fat featuring Lowe's. Make sure you check out all them tracks. As always, you can listen to all the tracks that we spoke about in the reviews on our Spotify playlist, No Drinks in the Booth. Name of the playlist and artist is the same. And equally, make sure you check out the YouTube playlist and see the videos from especially our tracks of the weeks. You should definitely listen to them and hit us up and let us know what you think on our Instagram, Facebook or Twitter if you agree or disagree. Well, that's the news, that's the reviews done for this week. Time to get talking about what has been going on. Pav, I'll pass it over to you. I know you've got loads of stuff to say.
I have two things to talk about. One is absolutely not a musical topic, but I still want to chat with you, like I said, because I just think it'd be funny. The second one is definitely musically inclined. And my first problem is, this is a bit of a life problem.
This is the thing you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, this is the one I brought to you guys because I thought, who do I trust the most? Not these two, but I don't have anyone else to talk to. And
for clarity, we haven't heard this problem.
No, this is the first time we're hearing it.
So we don't. Listening. Yeah, so there might be some heavy editing going on. Who knows?
No.
Come on, Pat. Keep it PG, mate. Keep it PG.
I was going to say there's no DJ booths involved, but there actually was.
God, okay. Keep it PG, mate. Come on.
So I was DJing on Saturday night, Halloween, at a spot on Broad Street, and I was thinking, obviously it was a sit down thing, and obviously I was there with a couple of promoter friends, and we were looking around and we were like, oh, there's some good looking girls here, okay, cool. I was lining up one. I could tell she was Indian. We had this whole conversation about whether she was Indian or not, and I was like, she definitely is, I can just tell, even though she was like 20 foot away. I was like, yeah, it is. And then I was thinking, oh, well, I hope she comes up and requests a song because I might have a nice little chat with her and whatever in it. So that happened, and I was like chatting to her and whatever. And then at the end of the night, she came up and she was like, oh, like, you know, we should like follow each other, like get digits and that. And I was like, that's cool. But then I noticed on her Instagram that she's a fresher and she's an 18-year-old fresher. Now, I'm a 23-year-old, only just 23, but 23-year-old out of uni man. Is that noncy or is it not? That's what I want to know. Is that acceptable?
Well, Chris, your thoughts?
Can
I go there? No guilt. Obviously, legally, I have no guilt, but on a general level.
Well, I mean,
I've come to you guys with this. I'll be honest. I thought you guys were gonna have some good advice here.
I think, I mean, the law says law says it's fine. Like the law says that's fine. So, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Am I going to be the creepy old guy going out with the really young girl?
I'll be honest. If the fact that you're considering yourself as that maybe suggests that you probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's would be because the fact that you're considering that is how you might come across to your friends.
Is that age gap too much then? That's what I'm saying.
So what the age gap is 6 years?
But I'm just 23, so she'll be 19 this year, so it'll be like 4.5 years or whatever.
Right. Okay. Well, me and my girlfriend have a 6-year age gap.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Cheers for signing that off. My conscience is now free. Give me a minute, guys. I'm just sliding into the DMs now.
Well, no, look, I think obviously that's fine when you're a grown adult, but then obviously don't.
It sounds so much worse when you're like, yeah, she's 18.
But then, can I say something? Did you like when you was talking to her and looking at her, like looked at her, and that would you go, "Oh, she's 18"?
Oh, maybe. But I was like, it's one of them because like obviously it's a sit down thing, so you can't really see. And she was
You've
like
looked
a
on her
few
Instagram,
tables away.
yeah.
Yeah, I have now, but that's because she had 18 in her bio.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
That's
is
how-
on her Instagram or however you've seen her, does she look 18?
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck to
I
you.
mean, as you get older, age gaps between people like gets less relevant. That's definitely a
So
fact.
I've
Yeah.
worked this out. I mathematically worked this out with someone the other day.
which
So
is
the reason I've realised why this question became a question, because when you're 18, the sample size of people that are single is far greater. So it's maybe not acceptable to go out with someone that's like 25 or 26 when you're 18, like in society, because you're thinking, oh, but there's so many 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds that are single. So there's like, let's say there's 100 people that are 18 or 19 that are single. But when you become like, let's say 30, to get 100 people, you might have to go like 25 to like 33 or something. Do you get what I mean? There's less single. The gene pool of singles becomes less.
I don't think that's actually true. Like, I'm
Isn't
sure
it?
it is statistically on like a big, huge scale. There's like
That's what I'm saying.
1.4 million 18-year-olds and like only, I don't know, 890 30-year-olds. But yeah, I don't think that's necessarily as true. Look, Pav, at the end of the day, talk to her, go on a date or do what you can do with all the regulations and restrictions.
Do what
'Cause
you
you
can do
obviously-
sounded so bad until
No, but
you
you-
followed it up.
Yeah, well, you obviously can't really do anything after Wednesday, can you? You can't go anywhere.
Better slide in on the Monday.
Well,
Well, as Craig David did say, we were making love by Wednesday, but not Thursday or Friday and Saturday. Locked up at Sunday.
There you go. Look, I think age gaps become less relevant, like Chris said, as you get older. Like my girlfriend and me, like I said, there's a 6-year age gap, but people don't look at us and go, "God, he's really old" or "She's really young." They think we're the same age,
Well, I mean,
roughly the same ballpark of age.
my great auntie and her husband had 10 years between them. And I remember when I was like a little kid, like, 8 or 9, and I found that out, I was like horrified. Like, I was like, how is that possible? Like, obviously in school at the time, I was like, oh my God, what? That's like, like a year 11 going out with a year 2, year 1 or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That was the crazy thing. But obviously they met, I don't know when they met actually. I think it was like in their like early 30s or like around 30 years old. And then like as time goes on, like the age gap becomes like less of a thing. That is a thing.
I think it'd be different if you was like 33 going out with an 18-year-old Pav, because you're at different
Oh yeah,
stages
that'd be
of your life.
bad.
And the nicest way, you're both like at that state, like your early 20, like late teen stage, which is, you're
I'll
both
be honest.
in the
There's
same
only
stage
there's
of
only
life.
one. Just to morally justify it, I have to ask her this one question, and this is a question that I ask to everybody. I say everybody, it sounds like a really weird pickup line now, but it's really not. It's just a genuine thing.
Wait, Chris, I'm dreading whatever this question is.
Oh no! It's completely clean. It's completely clean. I know what you guys thinking. Yeah, fucking whatever, Pav. It's basically the way that I work out if it's acceptable to go out with girls generally, depending on age, is what World Cup they remember.
Oh, fuck me.
Because I was there 2006 when Wayne Rooney got sent off. You say, yeah, World Cup, and she's like, oh, yeah, South Africa 2010. Then you're fucked. Am I right, Chris?
What happens if they don't follow football?
Yeah, what's the backup?
I'll be honest, guys.
Because if you said to me, what World Cup do you remember? I'd be like, I don't know, the last one.
The last.
Honestly, I don't think I can actually name you the last 3 World Cups.
Could you not?
I can't name where they were. No, to be honest, I actually, when the World Cup's on, I go crazy for it. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't really Like I can't name you the. I'd fail your test, Pav. I mean, as long as you've known me, you've never asked me that.
I'm trying.
I was about to say.
It's a good thing I'm not trying to fuck you, mate.
You've never asked that. You never asked that. But,
the thing is, when the World Cup's on, Chris turns into like a makeshift BNP member.
Yeah,
like
Chris
Union
goes,
Jacks everywhere.
Yeah. What
England shirt every day.
What makes you say that? Why do you think that's how I am?
Chris is like going to Tesco and only buying like British grown tomatoes and stuff just to support the cause.
What makes me say that? Because you said you go mental for it when it's on.
Yeah, I do. I love it. I thought you like it as well.
I equally do this. Yeah, no, exactly. People basically think I'm like a small Asian BNP member as well when it's on.
Yeah,
you know.
Chris actually turns into the real Danny Dyer.
Just to clarify, none of us support the BNP. Just to make it clear.
And that's because they're defunct.
True.
But look, my football knowledge starts and ends with World Cup and Match of the Day. That's my two.
Well, not World Cup because you didn't fucking know any of it.
And
you just
even
know
the World
name.
Cup, I don't actually know. I can't tell you the last three.
No,
right.
Neither can I.
Shall we talk about some music, boys?
No, what are you going to do about this situation then?
I'm 100% sliding. I'm 100% sliding.
Okay. I hope she listens to the podcast.
Oh, I do, because I'm plastering the shit out of it on my Instagram right now. So, like, this is going to be great. And be like, well, I hope she gets an hour and 20 minutes into it when this happens.
It'd be great if she does. Okay, Pav, move on. Because before you get cancelled.
Let's talk about some music. And let's talk about some DJs. Because as we know, there is not many DJs in work right now. And
there's none.
I'm in work.
Not after Wednesday, you're not.
Yeah, but this comes out on a Tuesday, so we're all right yet. But listen, we need to talk about something. So I made this little Instagram rant the other day, and then Wade popped up straight away and he's like, I need to know. So I was watching this DJ, I'm using quotation marks because just because you can play music does not mean you are a fucking DJ, okay? Made a mix and put it on, and then so many people are getting gassed, and I was like, this is genuinely one of the shittest things I've ever heard. And I've literally heard myself have a shit. And it's maybe not as good as that. I was listening to it and I was like, what the fuck? Like, who? Like, I was like, you know what it is? Like I'm not great at my social media and I should post more. And I see DJs and they'll mix two tunes. Like literally one tune to the next, you know, like how we do at gigs when you do fucking 200 of them.
Yeah.
And they're getting like mad views. And I'm like, this is dog wank.
Stop right there. Well, we all need to start doing that. Put that up on Instagram.
Oh, what do you think Chris's TikTok's for? That's why he's got all them decks out. That's next.
What do you mean?
That's what's happening on Chris's TikTok. Next, he's just going to do two song mixes. Is what's going to happen.
No,
he's just going to dumb down.
Now that it's 2.8 million views.
Yeah. But like literally, I was like, how is this happening? Like,
so
they're so bad.
Let's just sort of clarify for people listening. You're not talking about people that come out of a reality show like Towie or Love Island or Geordie Shore being DJs, because that happens and that's just part of the industry. We're used to
I think
that.
for people listening, like the most popular one's going to be Paris Hilton, isn't it? You know, she did Tomorrowland and all the rest of it.
I mean, she's probably the worst one because she is actually shit. But like, I get it. Like,
no, wait.
Go on.
So you're just let's just clarify, because otherwise it's a very broad scope. We're not talking about them because we know they do it. Yeah, and that's fine. You're making your money. You're making your money. You've come off a show. You're trying to get some gigs, whatever. Like, do your thing. I've DJ'd with some of them. Some of them are great, and I'll give them a lot of respect. And some of them,
some of them are actually all right, isn't it?
And some of them are fucking terrible. So you know that in itself is a separate thing. The whole reality star DJ. Yeah. We're talking about people that have just got a lot of Instagram or social media followers that suddenly are like, I'm going to just be a DJ.
And I'm going to throw this one out there, and a lot of people aren't going to like it, but it's just a fact. But I understand why it's a fact, and I can kind of accept it because of history. It's a lot of girls. It's a lot of girls that have followers and start DJing. Fair play. If you've got the passion, if you like doing it, that's great. But like, maybe it's more for the public. Maybe the public need to realise what's shit and what's not. Because I've heard a lot of female DJs recently, and a lot of them are bad. Now, I understand that because there is a much, much lower sample pool of female DJs, that they will all sort of rise to the top quicker because they're so like, it's like getting a gay Indian bloke to like work at a place. It like ticks all the diversity quotas, and that helps.
And I think just to clarify, there is some really good female DJs.
Oh, absolutely.
DJ Caper, Sam Divine, DJ Alicia,
Caper
Saffron
is
Stone,
sick.
Hannah Wants,
Hannah Wants,
Jess Bays.
Jess Bays,
Yeah.
and there's not enough female DJs.
I will clarify. It's not the gender that is making you shit or good. It's the skill. It just so happens that because there's so little female DJs, I feel like a lot of the bad ones get popular quickly, especially if they've got Instagram followers. Like this one that we're talking about, who I'm not going to name because I'm not that much of an arsehole.
So hang on. So what we're saying is it's not necessarily... It seems more predominant in girls, but it's not necessarily girls.
It's not mutually exclusive to the gender.
It's people that have a big Instagram, social media following, Twitter, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And say I'm going to do DJing and sort of just use their following to get people to say, "Oh my God, you're sick," when they're doing the basic thing that you should be able to do.
I basically just see people and they got 30k followers and they think, oh, fuck it, you know what? Now's the time to buy the SX. Like, let's get going. And it's like, yeah, they'll mix two tunes. And I'm like, oh, that's great. I did that when I was 10 on a CD player. Thanks for that. Nice to know that my career's just been shat on because you managed to sync two songs with the button and the waveform. And it's just painful. I mean, I don't know what you guys have. Have you guys seen much of this? I know, Wade, I sent you the video and we both equally agreed that we might have ear cancer because it was that bad.
Yeah.
It was dog shit in it.
I kind of took the initiative.
Go on, Chris.
I sort of took the initiative to kind of delete that world off my social media feeds. So I like intentionally try and avoid that whole world if I can. So I've kind of probably seen less of it.
You guys know that I'm an asshole, so I still follow him just to see it so I can laugh. And then they're laughing at my numbers.
Well,
It's a mutually.
Is what mutual?
It's
what?
like a mutually exclusive thing that happens.
thing.
To you.
Well, the thing is, I'm sort of like between Chris and Pav. I don't follow a lot of them or any of them that I know, but they somehow still come up. And I'm like, I can't escape you. And look,
That's the other one.
there is nothing wrong with getting into DJing at whatever stage and whatever social media following you have. I think now, and I think maybe the reason we're quite passionate about how annoying it is the fact that there's some fantastic, well, it doesn't matter what level you are, but fantastic, amazing resident DJs, headliner DJs, up and coming DJs that we're all fucked basically because of what's happening. And then you've got someone with loads of followers just going, I'm a DJ, and you're like, oh, here we go. Like we're struggling to make ends meet, and now you're trying to jump in our pool. Like, great.
Like, I think it was fair to say that the market was maybe 30% at least oversaturated when clubs and stuff were open properly. It's probably 30% too many DJs in terms of ones that were good and bad. But there were so many pubs and clubs that kind of, it mostly didn't matter because there was enough work. You could still get, as a good DJ, like us guys, we could still do 4 or 5 nights a week because there's just enough. There's so many places open that you could just do that many gigs. Now, well, after Thursday, there is no gigs. But you know what I mean? Like, even in this period, there is only a couple of gigs a week and 20 DJs are fighting for all those gigs or whatever. There might only be enough for like 1 gig per DJ or 2 gigs per DJ. And you've got all these guys and girls that are like, yeah, well, we got 50k followers, so we'll sell 100 tickets.
The other thing I sort of think, and I hope you agree with me, is the thing I think about. So you've got a big social media following. You've got 500,000 followers, I don't know, 50k followers, whatever it is. you do a basic thing that every DJ should be able to do, which is mix the two songs together, and you get people, oh my god, this is amazing, you know, fire emoji, all this gas emoji,
yes, fire emoji,
ice cold emoji, hot emoji, all that stuff, and it sort of lowers people's expectation of what you should be able to do as a DJ, which is great for people like us that can do a lot more than that, but equally it sort of lowers the bar for people to sort of strive to get higher. Does that make sense for me? And this is a stretch.
Lowers the talent level.
My goal in life was to be, and still is, to be at the level of skill as a DJ AM, because DJ AM to me is God. An A-Track and a Jazzy Jeff, I set the bar very high because that's what I want. But there's going to be newer DJs that obviously don't know about some of these DJs if they're new in that world, and will be setting their bar quite low, saying, well, I just want to get to the level this X, Y, or Z is at and just achieve the followers. And it's a bit like, oh, you're missing the point.
Well, I'll add on to this. Sorry, Chris. I've had DJs say to me, when I get as good as you, I wish I was good as you. And I'm like, listen, I am okay. I'm just an okay DJ. Like, I do clubs for whatever, 200 quid a night or whatever. Yeah. Like, I'm an okay DJ. And I'm the same. Like, I look to like Jazzy Jeff, A-Track. Like, these guys are like up there. Esky 83, like these kind of people. These are like top level DJs. And like, you should, if you're looking up to me, you're shit, because I don't even look up to me. I'm me.
I think people obviously set their like bar, not saying that you're a lower bar, but they set their expectations that their local DJ, if you're new, you want to do what they're doing. But 9 times out of 10, that DJ is actually striving to do what a Jazzy Jeff does or X, Y, or Z does. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's just maybe what I think is it lowers the general consensus of bar of what people think DJs
because
do.
People think, oh, cool, wow, oh, Chris plays at this venue, so actually, oh yeah, we go to that venue. Okay, cool. If I'm as good as Chris, then that means I can do all these big venues and I can do what he does. And it's like, nah, just because you got 100k followers and like you do that, it's not like that. Like, there's a level. It's the reason why you, like your James Hypes and people like that are like so much higher in demand and charge such a bigger fee, because like that's the level. Do you know what I mean?
Let's just double check. Our issue isn't the fact they've got huge followings, isn't the fact that they want to be DJ, it's the fact they're sort of using their huge following to do simple or not very good things, and that in turn makes people assume that's what we do as DJs. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, you know when you get those arseholes when you're drinking out somewhere and they're like, oh, all you do is just press play, and you're like, all right then, off you go. I did that with a friend of mine. He came to the club with me one night and I was DJing. He was like, all you do is press play. And I went, all right then, here's the headphones, off you go. And he was like, what do you do? And I was like, okay, well, you've got to find the song, then you've got to cue the song, then you've got to make sure that the song is the same tempo, then you've got to work out when you're going to cut the bass or do whatever with the effects and raise the volume, then you've got to take out the other song, and then you've got to find the next song, and you've got to do that in a minute. And he just gave me the headphones back. He was like, oh, okay, now I know. I was like, there's a science to this. This is an art form.
Too right. Chris, thoughts on the influence of DJ?
Yeah, I mean, what it is that the people that comment the fire emojis and, you know, the ice cold emojis and, you know, what you were saying, Wade, you know, these people don't know who A-Track is. They don't know who DJ Craze is. They don't know who
that was a shout.
They don't know who AM is. You know, and obviously they're listening. They're dropping those emojis not based on the musical credibility of the person. They're dropping it based on how they look. That's it basically. That's why they get attention.
It's like when Chris and Ken made that "Leave It Yeah" song. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you know,
and Lethal Bizzle was trying to sue the shit out of him.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You know,
he tried to sue them.
It's just in a different world, like a really good kind of turntablist or really credible techno DJ, house DJ, drum and bass DJ, etc. The list goes on. You know, people don't know who they are and follow them for different reasons. It's not based on how they look. It's based on their musical history and what they've done for their respective scenes. So it's, in my opinion, it's almost irrelevant when people.
Yeah.
Is it though? Because
Well,
I hear that, and go on, Chris.
To
Go on,
jump in, I'll just make a point. I see the same thing in gaming, like very similar. So and there's nothing wrong with people getting into gaming. I'm not a huge gamer or anything like that. But I see some influencers or social media stars posting about gaming, or you need to buy the new PS5 or whatever it is. But paid posts majority of the time. And sort of like portraying this, well, I'm a gamer, you just didn't know it sort of thing. And there's proper gamers that obviously put all their heart and soul and money and love into stuff like Twitch that are like, hang on, he's got 1 million followers to watch people play Call of Duty on Twitch, but he can't even play it. Like, he don't even know how to do it. And I've built this from the ground up.
I might caveat that though. I feel like it might be a little bit more specific to the music industry. Because, I mean, I'm a big YouTube gaming kind of guy. Generally speaking, all the big streamers and stuff are the guys that are in competition. Like, actually, that play competitively. Like, I would say majority of the guys that are streaming are playing that much because they're training for, like, a world champs or, like a competition. And most likely, if they've got that many people watching, it's because they win. So like, as in, so you might get the Twitch followers or whatever, but like, I don't know, Ovi from Love Island isn't going to win Warzone Wednesday. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to happen.
Oddly enough, Ovi is supposed to be a very, very good example of how to do a reality show and then come out of it and do things that matter and that you want to do. Like, you might not know this, but he actually has a show with 2 other guys, JD and Mo.
Yeah, JD's a good friend of mine, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Called Heat Check on Sky Sports, which talks about the NBA, which is
But won't talk about the live stream numbers, though.
I never watched their live stream. I only watched
nobody else
them on Sky Sports. But long story short, but then he come out and do that because he's obviously a basketball player before Love Island, and he wrote a book called You Are Dope, which is all about positivity. And I think he's playing in France, Paris, somewhere for a basketball team. But he's sort of like, in my opinion, done it the right way because he doesn't, and he had an ASOS deal and all that. But
he's
like,
actually got a personality, though. Do you know what I mean?
But he was pursuing stuff that he was passionate about. And I think if you're passionate about DJing or gaming or whatever it is, there's nothing wrong in pursuing it. And we shouldn't tell you differently. It's people that do it just for the numbers.
Yeah, it's bare DJs that are DJing
for the clout.
For the clout of looking good at a DJ. Be like, oh yeah, you should come to my night because it sound cool to say you should come to my night. And I'll be 100% honest. I use that, and there is many Instagrams that I get because I'm like, you enjoyed today. Oh yeah, you should come to my next night, and then you can slide. But it's because I'm actually like, that's a benefit of doing it, not the reason. Do you know what I mean? That's an added bonus of me happening to DJ at 4 or 5 places, and others wouldn't be getting booked still, as opposed to a guy that's like, oh well, cool. Well, let me actually put this party on because then I'll look cool for girls.
I think our whole thing is, and you can disagree or agree, but I will wrap up this little subject so we're not going over the same stuff, is there's nothing wrong with getting into DJing during lockdown, not during lockdown, whether you've got a social media following or not, but don't just do it for the clout.
Yeah, please don't do it for the clout because I got rent.
Yeah.
Chris, would you agree?
I was just gonna,
that's a quick, easy way to say it.
Yeah, I was just going to say just one more thing on it is, you know, if let's use, obviously I'm a fan of Disclosure, for example. If that when believe it or not, you know, great stuff. But they put a post out about what?
No, it's just the way you went great stuff, and then just stopped.
Just quality act. So. They put a post up about the new album and it gets 100,000 likes. And then someone who's from Love Island that's aspiring to be a DJ puts a post up and that gets 100,000 likes. those two lots of 100,000 people are not the same people. It's in a different world. A lot of the people don't actually know each other, never will meet. You know, it's a different kind of world. So it's very easy because the number on the screen is the same, but you can't compare the two because it's completely different people. That would just be my point.
Yeah, it's numbers versus reach, ain't it?
What do you mean?
I think
let's say Chris and Kem, for example. Let's say they get 100,000 likes on a post, and then they try and do a tour, and not that many people will come. If they're doing a music tour, not that many people come. Just for example, I don't know if they will or not. And then let's say someone like, I don't know, Western, who have like a very tight-knit society, like their fan base is it's a lot of ultras. They might get 10,000 likes, but all 10,000 of them will go to the concert. Same with people like Krypton and Conan. They don't get the biggest numbers, but every single person that likes it actually really likes them, so they will try and go.
That's a very good point. I think Chris's point was that it's completely different demographics.
Yeah.
It's just
like the Love Island star is getting, for example, I don't know what the Love Island demographic is. I'm assuming like 14 to like 28. Like we'll get mainly girls, maybe mainly boys. I don't know, but they will get their demographic liking it. But Disclosure will get their demographic, which is maybe a bit more into music and, you know, concerts and touring and DJing, as in the Love Island demographic is more into popular news, pop music, I don't know, like festivals, whatever their demographic is. I think that was your point.
That's why, in my opinion, it doesn't matter that an influencer gets like 50,000 likes on a post, because A-Track will get 50,000 likes on a post and it's completely different. It's like a different world, you know. It almost doesn't really matter. So I can see the point. Like, it's not great seeing something that obviously all three of us are like super passionate about, you know, basically becoming like very fickle. Like, it doesn't mean anything that they're DJing, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't, in my opinion, matter too much, because, you know, it's a completely different kind of world to what we're doing, really. That's how I see it anyway.
I hear what you're saying, and I do actually agree. Have you guys not had that thing where you go to a club night that you potentially might have been DJing at? Maybe not at the question, but you know that you're like let's say, I don't know, like Chris, you're like into like tech house and whatever. And like, you know that if there's a tech house gig in this radius of venues or from this promoter, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the job. And then somebody else does the gig who is like, I don't know, has 100k followers or whatever. And you're like, and they're like, oh yeah, we booked them because they're going to sell 200 tickets, but it's a shit night, but they'll keep booking them because people will keep coming. That's kind of like a thing. That happens to me quite often, I can't lie.
I'll be completely straight with you. That has never happened to me. Not that I know of.
Maybe it's a Birmingham thing.
That's not me saying, oh, like I'm a big DJ, or no one does that. But like, people obviously do it, but maybe it's all the bookings I've ever had have been not because I sell tickets, it's because they know I'm sick.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like, if people want to be like that shallow, then let them be that. I mean, I'm just about the music, really. Like, if they want to book me, they do. If
that's
they
the
don't,
most Chris Watson thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's true. Like, you know, so if they want to, you know, go down that route, then that's fine. Let them do it.
More power.
I'd rather not do the gig.
Right. Okay, let's wrap up that. That is done, because we're just rehashing how much we don't care about these DJs over and over again in different words. And let's quickly, before we go, talk about the lockdown stuff, because that is very real. It's very happening. It affects all of us, oddly enough, whether you're a DJ or not right now. So, lockdown, thoughts, feelings, what's the vibe?
Yo, I don't want to say I'm looking forward to it, because that sounds very knobbish, but like, I feel like I've learnt from the first lockdown, because you know when the first lockdown dropped and everyone was like, oh yeah, it's just going to be a 2-month jolly, and we'd sort of get hammered for 2 months for free, and then like July we're all going to be back out, and then that didn't happen. You kind of know that it's not a jolly again, because you know there's still going to be restrictions stuff even after. So I'm kind of ready to like get into music. Like my plan first lockdown was to get back into production again properly. which didn't happen because I spent 1 in 3 days drunk. But I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm looking forward to spending some time on myself because there wasn't that many gigs anyway. Let's be honest. You guys were doing bits and bobs. I had bits and bobs. So it's not too different. It's just slightly less money.
Well, I didn't have it. I had 0 gigs. I
Have
didn't
you not
know
gigged yet?
I did one brunch thing, but that was it. That was like a bit of a one-off. Other than that, my gigs got cancelled because of the tiers, because they couldn't open a lot of them.
I've done about 6, 7 over like the last X amount of months though.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, thoughts on lockdown?
Yeah, I mean, I've done one gig. You know, it's not going to be a massive kind of change in terms of like work life and sort of DJ life. Like, it's, you know, it's not really like a massive change in that sense. But yeah, obviously I'd rather not have it. But I mean, it's difficult. I think for me, the only thing I find quite difficult to get my head around is obviously, you know, when does it end? So obviously, like, this is now another month lockdown, and then we come out of it again. Then there'll be tiers and another level system that'll see us to like February, March.
In fairness, mate, there'll probably be tiers in lockdown as well.
And then, or there'll be, you know, when end of this month. Huh? Tears in lockdown.
Sorry, it was just a crying joke.
Oh,
but
sorry,
we'll brush past it.
yeah. No, yeah, we've got to try.
Wade got it and gave me the obligatory chuckle, which was fine.
We got to try not to be miserable about it all. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just another lockdown.
Just didn't get the joke.
No, I didn't get. And there's you've got to be you know, it's just another lockdown, and it's like, yeah, it's I've just become a bit like numb to it all. Like, you know, what can you do? You know, like I feel like until there's talk of like a vaccine, and then people say if there is a vaccine, then, you know, then it won't be effective, or it might not work, or it's only be for some of the population, and it only will last for a few weeks. So will the vaccine help things? Maybe not. I don't know. It'd be nice to have something just a little bit more concrete and like an actual long-term sort of goal from like the government and the World Health Organization, just to kind of see, you know, some kind of idea.
So the World Health Organization is saying something completely different to the government.
Oh yeah, do they advise against lockdowns or something? They
So-
don't rate them as highly.
No, it says nothing about rating a lockdown or anything like that. What the World Health Organization say is that lockdown should be used very, very sparingly and only in dire circumstances. And the only reason they should be used is for a 2 to 4 week period, and that is to help make more available capacity in your healthcare system, because it's detrimental to people's other health and equally the economy. So they advise against them.
Yeah, no, sorry to jump in, but this is something I saw on Twitter, actually. I saw a lot of people kind of saying, oh, the first lockdown didn't work, and now we have to go into lockdown. It's like the first lockdown was never going to work. It wasn't about working as in destroying the virus. That's not the point of it. The whole point of it was to decrease the load on the NHS and the health system. It was never to, you know, stop the virus and kill the virus. Yeah. You know, it was never designed for that. But I saw that today, and I was like, well, like, people actually think that.
So I'll tell you what I think about it all, and I don't agree necessarily with what these people that you're talking about say on Twitter, but I do to a degree, because the point of having that first long lockdown and the regional tiers and all this is that our government, which we pay taxes to run this country, could make health is not the right word, could make a working, well-rounded test and trace system, as well as all the other systems.
I don't even want to get mad. I don't even want to get mad because it's that shit.
And the problem is, whether you do lockdowns or you don't do lockdowns, if you don't have these things in place, like test and trace and the isolation and financial support for people like us or people that are isolating, freelancers, self-employed, furlough, if you don't have these things, then all that happens is you have a lockdown, people stay in. You open up, people go out, it rises. You have a lockdown, people stay in. You're basically...
That's my point, yeah. That's what I'm seeing
kicking
happening.
the can down the road.
I got a couple of figures on this. So, I read, and it's true, it's not like one of these bullshit posts. If the UK government bought the German test and trace system that works, and then gave every pub, bar and club £100,000, we would still have 4 billion left from what we paid for our non-working test and trace system.
Yeah, I think the issue is, like, my issue and my whole thoughts about lockdown is I'm dreading it because I didn't actually enjoy the first one that much, to be honest. Like, I'm not bullshitting, because I'm used to being out and working, and obviously now I'm getting used to not, but I don't like it. I like the fact I can go to the gym, I can go to the shopping centre and buy a card for my sister for her birthday, or, you know, pick up something from one of the supermarkets, whatever, but like just the normal social things. Stop off at a Starbucks or Costa in a shopping centre while I'm getting something and get a coffee. I like them things. So I'm dreading it. I really can't stand it. I'm angry at the government for how they've handled it, and the fact they did an announcement at 6:30 on Halloween weekend when half the people were not indoors.
And I'll be honest,
just mental.
On a completely personal and selfish note, as great as that was, Wade, iPhone pre-orders are on Friday, and I'm meant to be upgrading, and I asked them yesterday because I was at the shop. I was like, yeah, so how's that working? And they went, don't know, mate.
No, they don't.
It was literally that.
I can tell you now, so my gym took my gym membership for this month because it come out today, and they literally had to send an email saying, we're really sorry, but because they come out so late Saturday night and at the weekend, and obviously just doesn't start till Thursday, we couldn't stop the direct debit. So we're going to have to credit you a month in December or whenever we come out.
Yeah.
But equally,
because they didn't tell people beforehand.
No,
they did just drop it.
Yeah, and some businesses obviously needed to know, like Apple. They have no clue what they're doing because they're trying to sort out a structure, because this news is as new to them, $1 billion trillion company, as it is to us three broke DJs.
Yeah, like I was there yesterday, so yesterday was Sunday because we record on a Monday. And it was like Monday evening as well, like it was like an hour before the shop shut because I had to get my screen replaced. And literally I was like, oh yeah, so what is happening with that? And she went, if you can work it out, you'll make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, great. Cheers for that.
So, yeah, like, I need a battery in my laptop changed, and I spoke to Apple and they said, look, it's about a 2-3 week turnaround because of everything going on, and they also said we're not actually taking them in at the moment because we don't know if you can pick them up or we've got to send them to you. Like, we don't really know.
Yeah.
The other place that I've used before for other stuff flat out said we're not doing any repairs, we've got to shut. And it was like people are having to work these things out because the government, like literally the government, the people that run the country have not informed anyone. Like, am I the only one that thinks it's mental that our government literally struggle to run the country? Like, the people that we pay, like we pay for these people.
Our biggest problem, our government are actually fucking stupid, which is the problem, because the problem is now, actually, you know, general people that you see and you know they're fucking stupid have more common sense. Because these guys, a lot of these guys don't have common sense because they had millions, so it didn't make a difference if they had common sense or not. They were going to be successful either way. But it's like, it's just, there's just so much wrong. There's just so much wrong. And it would take us forever to work every single one out because there's that fucking many.
There's two things that really grind on me, which is one, when they blame hospitality, because we know it's not hospitality. Yeah. And two, when they blame the public.
Big up that MP, by the way. I can't remember his name, but he's a G because he made a whole speech about how we're scapegoating hospitality, and I can't remember his name, but he did throw a bang. He's that guy that said that thing about herd stupidity. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Him. Big up that guy. Don't know your name. You're a fucking legend.
Well, I think the other thing that really, really winds me up is the fact they blame the general public. And I'm not talking about, look, there's people that ain't going to follow the rules no matter what's happening. But I'm talking about, like, they try and blame the mass general public. Like, I've stuck to the rules. I'm sure we all have. But then they try and say, well, it's your fault. And it's like, but I haven't left the ass. Oh, yeah, but it's that small percentage that didn't listen to them. That winds me up massively.
Yeah. It's not great.
Chris, thoughts on the way the government's handling the lockdown as we wrap up the podcast?
Yeah, it's an impossible situation. The government have put themselves in such a bad light. They have the school meals thing, and now how they've handled the lockdown and this tier thing that obviously didn't work, and then they're just following other countries. You know, they're not helping themselves. You know, the public, you know, don't think very highly of them, and they're not doing anything to improve the public opinion of them right now. So the next election is going to be very interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Can I give the only plus point? McDonald's have announced that up until Thursday they're going to be doing 30% off everything.
Have they?
Yeah.
And also, big announcement from McDonald's. Any McRib fans in this?
Are they back?
No, it comes back 2nd of December.
I'm having it.
Shout out to the McRib.
I'm really enjoying the triple cheeseburger recently. That's been really good.
No, that will give you a heart attack. But I like their new breakfast roll thing. That's nice. Chris, do you have any preference on your McDonald's meal?
Okay, before we finish, let's go this. You go McDonald's breakfast, what's your order?
Ooh.
Oh, this is a good way to wrap it up. Actually, let's wrap it up in two sections. You've got breakfast and you've got your lunch or dinner. So you've got to pick them meals.
Okay,
this is you should start.
This is super easy, and this is going to shock you. I'm ready for the reactions on this one. So here we go.
Chicken Caesar salad.
No.
Carrot bag.
So McDonald's breakfast, you go for the breakfast wrap with brown sauce, with 2 hash browns, orange juice, and then the bagel with jam. That's decent breakfast,
hell,
pretty
Chris.
standard.
You fat fucker.
And then obviously for like a normal.
No,
Wait. Yeah, you've done your breakfast. Let's go round the circle.
Oh,
and
sorry,
then
we're
you
doing
can come
breakfast
back to
first.
your
Okay.
dinner. Yeah,
All
okay.
right.
So Chris, you've got. Sorry, just slow that down because you said that all really
Chris
quick.
has got half the fucking menu.
Sorry, no, you want to go for the breakfast wrap with brown sauce with an extra 2 hash browns, an orange juice, and then a
Nice
bagel with
juice.
jam.
Oh, okay. Pav, breakfast.
I actually recently changed my breakfast, because I was a breakfast wrap guy, but I've switched it up now. So
You only get one option.
So
on Chris's option, he
I
chose the menu.
I am a double sausage and egg McMuffin meal because you get the 1 hash brown. Then I'm ordering just a cup, depending on how hungry I am, just many more hash browns. And I've got to have sweet curry sauce as well. And then like a tea or a coffee, just depending on what I'm feeling like, but usually a tea.
Okay, that was a bit weird with the sweet sauce. What sauce? The sweet curry sauce.
Yeah, sweet curry. Yeah.
Okay.
So try sweet curry with the muffin. It tastes really nice.
Really bizarre, but I'm gonna try it for you. I get normally a sausage and egg McMuffin meal, but because they've done this breakfast roll, I got it the other day and it was really good. So if they continue to do that, I'll get a breakfast roll meal with brown sauce, 2 hash browns, 1 hash brown with a meal, extra hash brown, and if I'm still peckish, then a bagel with jam is a good one, or as many hash browns as I can consume.
I have done on a night out once. We went to McDonald's after a night out, me and a couple of my mates, and between 2 of us, we did eat. We were very drunk. It was literally 5 when it started, so I think it was coming out fresh. Between the 2 of us, we did do 6 double sausage and egg McMuffins and about 25 hash browns.
And
Nice.
your friend has recently died of what, heart attack or?
Just
That sounds
he
great.
just
Or
can't
you
move.
have?
He's on a mobility scooter now after that.
So,
They see me rolling.
They hate it.
Yeah.
so we've all got very good but different breakfast orders from McDonald's, and now we're talking about the lunch/dinner, whatever one you prefer. Chris, back to you.
Okay, here we go. You want to go for the large filet-o-fish meal, then open up that bun.
The what?
Yeah, you heard.
The what?
Hold on, I knew this was. I knew this was called. This was called issues. I knew this was coming. Large filet-o-fish meal, and then you open up the with tartar sauce. You open up the bun. You put the chips in on top of the fish. Make it like add a layer of chips to the sandwich. Make sure you have brown sauce on the side. Then you get the wrap of the day, which is $1.99. And then you get a large banana milkshake.
Sorry, you're not a salesman, mate. Just tell us what you fucking eat.
That's it. That's
Hang
done.
on. Did you say you have brown sauce on the side?
Yes.
Where'd you get brown sauce from?
Barbecue sauce, not brown
From me?
sauce. Barbecue sauce, sorry. Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue. Because I'm
sauce.
like, hang on, when you go drive through, they definitely say,
So-
don't say, do you want any brown
No,
sauce?
he just holds a bottle all the time.
Sorry, my head was still in breakfast. Yeah, but that's it.
He just saw the sauce.
So-
He was like, I don't know the name, but I can see the colour.
Right, so Chris, you get a fillet of fish meal
Yep.
as it comes with the sauce and the cheese and shit.
Yep.
Yeah. You put the fries in the
Is that
burger.
all the fries?
In the bun. No, just enough for like one layer. One layer is all you need.
and then you have barbecue sauce on the side to consume the rest of the fries.
Yes, or potentially to like dip the burger in as well, the fillet of fish.
Yeah, I'll back that.
I wouldn't have thought or anyone gets a fillet of fish,
Curveball.
but the way you've said it, where you put the fries in the fillet of fish, the Chris Watson fillet special,
Trust me.
is very interesting, and I might
Trust
try
me.
it next time. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to make that meme later.
Yeah, Pav, not Pav. Chris, what drink do you get though?
Large banana milkshake.
Joe,
I've had to stop milkshaking because of those paper straws, because I got vexed once and threw a full milkshake outside of my car window.
Wow.
okay. Pav, McDonald's.
Yo, 5 chicken selects meal large, because you get the 2 sauces with the sour cream and the smoky barbecue. It's got to be the smoky barbecue, not the normal barbecue, because I'm not getting fobbed off for that shit. A large Diet Coke, no ice, because I want the full cup, not the bit with the ice in. And then, depending on what they've got, if they've got mozzarella dippers, I'll order some of them,
Oh, yeah.
or cheese bites. I'll have them always. And usually I'll just get like a Savor burger, like the Savor menu burger. So I might get a double cheeseburger. Or I'm really enjoying the mayo chicken with bacon recently. That's quite good
Nice.
as well. Just any one of them.
Mayo chicken, banging.
I flick between the classic Big Mac meal, large fries, strawberry milkshake if I want a milkshake. If not, then a Coke or a Fanta. You know, depends what I'm in the mood for. Some days you're feeling fruity and you want Fanta. Some days you just want classic Coke. Or the quarter pounder with cheese meal. And on the side, 6 chicken nuggets with with an array of barbecue sauce, sweet chili, not sweet chili, barbecue, sweet curry, or sweet and sour.
All right, well, just to finish on this, because we will finish on this, I'm just going to throw this one statement out, and we'll pick this up next week.
Oh, God.
McDonald's chicken nuggets are not as good as Burger King chicken nuggets. Let's leave it there.
Okay, so to wrap up the podcast today, thank you for listening about our McDonald's breakfast and our McDonald's dinner meal.
So weird.
This is what podcasts are about. Don't forget, please check out the Spotify playlist, No Drinks in the Booth, artist and playlist of the same name. The YouTube playlist, check out all them videos. Our tracks of the week, I went with Camel Fat and Lows, which was easier. The track Feed the Fire, SG Lewis featuring Lucky Days was Chris's, and Motive Ariana Grande featuring Doja Cat was Pav's. Also, don't forget, hit us up on social media. Facebook, No Drinks in the Booth. Twitter, you guessed it, No Drinks in the Booth. And Instagram, No Drinks in the Booth. We reply mostly to the Instagram, but we are on all 3. Make sure you let us know what you think of the show and X, Y, and Z. And make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all the good stuff. That is it from me, Chris and Pav. So we will see you next week. Stay safe during the lockdown, and peace.
Peace.
Bye.